Hey everybody, it's Steamboat. Today I'm going to show you some easy and inexpensive DIY hacks that you might even have around the house to be able to create a lighting system that hopefully is going to give this not so greatly lighted image a little more interest and depth. So stick around. So to begin, you'll want to start in a completely dark environment, or as dark as you can possibly get, to help to create this three-dimensional image of light that you'll use with these 3 points, starting which is our key light. So our key light is just helping to illuminate majority of our subject, being myself. So what I have in there is just like a worker's light with a 150 watt LED equivalent floodlight that's balanced to daylight, and I've kind of created a cardboard covering on the outside of that, and just kind of using this flimsy, white garbage bag to diffuse some of that light. I've been able to mount this with this clamp onto my closet door. The closet door is now open so that the camera can be a little further distance into the closet. And so this key light's just kind of mounted at a 45, just helping to illuminate most of my face, but then we still have this kind of shadow area that's over here on this side. So we need to fill this with a slightly less intense light, just helping to fill in these other areas. What I'm using as my fill light is just another kind of worker's light that I found. It's just like a 100 lumen LED light that I've kind of positioned more upwards so I can get some of that spill light that's kind of coming over to help to fill in some of these shadow areas that are on this side. And if you can't quite tell what I'm talking about, just looking at this other area with the fill light coming in, where it's helping to just kind of balance out kind of the intensity coming from the key light. And so that's our second point of light. What we use for the third point is kind of what they call the rim light or the hair light. And the hair light that I'm using is, I don't know, I had found this smart light bulb that has like a lot of different colors, and it's dimmable, and I can just kind of control the functions from my smartphone, which is really convenient. Just like helping to illuminate this area kind of like, in the back of my head, and then also giving the side of, the side of this shoulder a little more definition. We can see that just on its own. Yeah, just kind of seeing what's going on this side of my body, which is going to help balance out the intensity. Of the key light that would be coming in. All three together, all 3 points of light, all comes together. So just like an equivalent to this, it's like you could position yourself next to a window, maybe pull a curtain slightly to help to diffuse that. Or if it's a cloudy day, then the clouds will help to diffuse that light, and you can use that as the fill, and then you might only need 1 or 2 other points of light. And so as we can kind of tell, there's also a lot of dead space that's going to occur. I've tried to fill up this dead space with some maps that I have, and then we can also kind of help to paint more of a deep image with lights. So I'm going to go ahead and stripe those up, and we'll see how it all comes together. And you can use something that's blank, maybe something that's maybe not just like that's plain white. A little more interest to what's kind of going on behind me, because it's not getting that blurred effect because of just where the depth is, just of the space that I have to work with. And so we can also cue up a couple of other lights. So there we go, all the lights turned on, and then just bringing all the image together, starting with our key light, and then, just filling in the shadow areas that are occurring with a fill light, and then giving a little bit of extra depth from the top with a hair light, or what they call a rim light. And then just having the accents, just creating the interest in the background, especially with this backlit halo effect, and then of course the string lights, I think out of necessity if nothing else. And then just like some nice LED strip lights that are just kind of back here. And what those are is, I think that people put them behind their TVs or their monitors or something to add more color to the color that they're seeing, I suppose. And then just like a little tube, like LED, like fluorescent kind of equivalent that I think people would normally just mount underneath a cabinet or something like that to provide some extra countertop light if need be. But I think it looks kind of cool just kind of the way it is, and provides some of that extra light depth and interest to this sort of what would otherwise just kind of be dead space. I hope you've been able to learn some tips and maybe learn about a couple of things that you'll be able to use as some light sources to just like help to create a little more depth and interest to the images that you're trying to create, you know, especially if it's in a small space or if you're just kind of getting started. Yeah, this whole project was inspired by another person that I had seen on YouTube, YC Imaging. You can check out that video of him putting together something like he was calling the Fapature, and so that's what inspired the key light that I've created. And then he's like also created a really nice video about Arizona, and watching that was really cool. He captured some really interesting and yeah, some really cool moments, so be sure to check him out. And I guess if you've stuck around this far, you know, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and stay adrift.